Welcome back to the Meadowlands Arena. Tulsa and Massachusetts meeting in the second East Regional semifinal. Oklahoma State won the first one, a thriller over top-seeded Wake Forest. And we've got 15:46 remaining in the first half of play in this one with a score of 9-7 UMass. And we'll reiterate the lineups when we return to the Meadowlands Arena. Time has been called.
Yeah.
Seeded UMass leading 6th seed Tulsa 9-7 with 15:46 to go. Marcus Camby, of course, such a factor for UMass down the stretch. And the ball will be inbounded, and Rusty Herring, one of our officials, he's joined by Ed Edsall and Bill Kennedy, checking the shot clock. Tulsa wearing blue, UMass in white.
What they did, Vern, is they took a second off the clock, which was a mistake. If it's not controlled in college, the clock doesn't run. Just because it's touched, the clock doesn't start until it's controlled. You know, as you think about Tulsa has a team with Pooh Williamson, the guy with the basketball, and Shea Seals, who are very good off the dribble, just like that. They're the guys that work for Tulsa. You think about UMass, Marcus Camby, Lou Rowe. So you got an inside-outside opposition here. And the question is, who's going to be able to stay out of foul trouble? As you see, Shea Seals is on the bench right now.
Tulsa back in the Sweet 16 for the second time. The champions of the Missouri Valley Conference with a 15-3 record. They come in 24-7 for the year. They actually were defeated in the Missouri Valley tournament by Southern Illinois, so they are in as an at-large team. It was a year ago when Tubby Smith's team got into the round of 16 and they lost to Arkansas en route to Arkansas's national championship. And of course you saw Arkansas win earlier tonight in overtime in Kansas City. They defeated both Illinois and Old Dominion, and that Old Dominion victory very impressive in view of what Old Dominion accomplished with a triple overtime victory over Villanova.
Well, I think a little bit of what Tulsa got accomplished can be somewhat diminished by the fact of that triple overtime. But the facts are Tulsa is a team that's good enough to be here. The difference is this year, they believe they should be here. Last year, I think they just got here and was happy to be here.
Here's Marcus Camby, number 21, scores over Rafael Maldonado, number 50. And we'll set the lineups for Tulsa on the floor right now. Craig Hernady, number 41. Both teams have gone to the bench, and Maldonado, number 50. And now we've got an offensive foul called on Tulsa.
Yeah, they called it on Maldonado. It's really for a clear out. Marcus Camby had good position inside. But one of the things I think that Tubby Smith, the coach from Tulsa, has going for him, he has 25 fouls, basically. Like 5 guys he can run in and out, so he can try to wear down both Camby and Rowe.
Edgar Padilla back on the floor now for UMass. He's got the ball, number 12. He left for a short time to have an arch retaped from the corner. Travieso, who's hit a three-pointer, misses, but the rebound is good.
Yeah, Lou Rowe gets it, and Ray Poindexter's got to do a better job of finding Lou Rowe because he's not going to get very far from him.
Lou Williamson has the ball now, number 11. He is joined by number 5, Poindexter. 42 is J.R. Rollo. Number 15, Cordell Love is on the floor. He's got the ball right now. And that man is Marcus Camby, whom I think most of you know.
Boy, he's long and he can get to places where he blocks shots. And John Calipari is very fortunate to have somebody like that on his side. But I really like what John Calipari has done with this team. This team believes so much so that they belong in Seattle. They don't talk about anything other but being in Seattle and winning, and that's the approach you got to take.
4th straight year in the NCAAs for UMass. In 1992, they were in the round of 16, lost to a Kentucky team that then fell to Duke 104-103 in overtime in one of the great games ever in college basketball. 13-9 is our score. Here's Padilla going left. UMass with a 28-4 record. And number 1 in the country, ranked so 5 different weeks this year. Camby, foul, roll. 2 of the 4 losses for UMass occurred when Marcus Camby was out with an injury. It's been an interesting season, Quinn.
Well, you know, you can take a look at the list. They've had a number of problems throughout the course of the season. But one of the things I think that John Calipari has to be commended for, one of many things, is taking starting guard Mike Williams and dismissing him from the team. There's been some concern about his behavior, but that's the issue. They have a chance to win a national championship much more so than they do now. They got 3 guards that are all right, but Mike Williams was a big part of what they did. John Calipari said enough is enough. They put him off the team. Now, hopefully, Mike Williams learns from that, and he's better for it. But Massachusetts feels that as a team, they're better for it.
Mike Williams was kicked off the team 11 games ago, 10 victories ago. 14 minutes to go. First half, 15-9. UMass is open a 6-point lead. Here's Williamson. Kwanzaa Johnson, number 23. Here's the scoring threat. Seals a little slow to get off the mark. Long rebound. UMass has it. Padilla, number 12. Directing Camby toward the box. And Camby takes the jumper.
Oh, they got him on the arm. And Poindexter does not even make he doesn't move, so he must have fouled him. I mean, that's how you can tell. If a guy doesn't foul, he would normally raise a lot of cane, either make a face or something, or you get a chance to look. Now, Marcus Camby will turn around. No doubt about it. Hit him right on the arm. That's why it's a short stroke and an elbow, because the arm doesn't follow through. And Ray Poindexter never budged when the official called it, which is somewhat of an indication that the official is correct.
Camby back at the free throw line. He's 2 of 2 so far. Arkansas wins it in overtime, and earlier here, Oklahoma State outlasted top-seeded Wake Forest 71-66. First time in the Elite Eight since 1965.
That shot had no chance.
Looked like mine.
All right, I'm not saying yours was that good.
No.
You can't give me one.
No. 15-9. There's Seals. 31 points the last time out. Williamson. Off the field. Chased down by Shea Seals, number 21. Sophomore guard gets it to Williamson. Off the mark. Camby, whoa.
What a big to get that one.
15-9 UMass. First time these two teams have ever met. Lureau. Poindexter.
One of the things I think you've got to be able to do to win an NCAA championship is you have to be able to change tempo. At this point, Tulsa hadn't been able to change it. This tempo is exactly where Massachusetts wants it to be.
Derek Kellogg gets the ball in his hands now. 12:45, and they'll slow it down for the moment. Camby sets up high. Now gets the entry pass from Kellogg. It's off the underside of the glass, out of bounds. Watch the Camby rebound.
Well, you just have to know that when the ball goes up right there, 21, watch him go and get this rebound. I mean, this is not one that's coming to him. This is one he goes and gets and is able to get it off to his teammate as he goes down. But that's part of what Marcus Camby brings to this team.
Camby with 6 rebound average per game. Here's Rose short with the putback. Dante Dingle gets it, and he's fouled.
Massachusetts is too quick to the ball for Tulsa. I mean, you're watching this, and you would think Tulsa, the best chance Tulsa has is they can run a lot of bodies, but they've got to be able to get to the ball quickly. That's one of the assets I think that UMass has.
Poindexter is going to sit down.
Well, he picked up his 3rd foul. He's going to have to sit down, but just bring in another body and hope you can get some better play. What you lose with Poindexter is he's been a pretty good passer, so you lose some of that. It takes away from the offense.
Greg Hernady is in the lineup down to the 41, and Maldonado's also there as Dingle misses the free throw. Poindexter, 3 quick ones. Make it 2, Bank Marcus. For 2 at the line. Maldonado with a rebound. 15-9 UMass.
Now you can see right here. See, this is the pace. People fall into their pace. Williamson was going way too fast. You want to be crisp, but you don't want to be in a hurry.
Foul called on Derek Kellogg, senior from Springfield, Massachusetts. That's the 5th team foul. First foul on Kellogg. 12:06 to go first half. Williamson, right side, Hernady. The entry pass from Kwanzaa Johnson, can't hit it. Lou Rose.
He goes and gets it aggressively. You like Lou Rose because he works.
Kellogg gets the return pass, cans it for three.
Tulsa's got a big problem. I mean, they had a smaller problem, obviously, when Rowe and Canby are going, but when you got the guards making that's inside-outside basketball played that way, it's very difficult to defend.
UMass has doubled the score and broken a 9-9 tie. There's the pick and roll with Hernandez. That's a pretty good block.
Oh, they've got guys that can set big picks. But they can't see what they haven't been able to get from them is scoring. They need some scoring from the big guys.
Rafael Maldonado gets this one, the sophomore from Killeen, Texas. Now here's Padilla. Kellogg, Dingle, Weeks, and Rowe on the floor right now for UMass. Early shooting, Massachusetts is 70-50%. And here's Shea Seals, got one.
Does a very good job staying under control after the steal.
First basket for the sophomore from Tulsa. First team All-MVC, Missouri Valley Conference.
Oh. Kwanzaa Johnson got hit with a shoulder from Lou Rowe that was shaking anybody.
Tyrone Weeks gets that one off the glass. 2013. 10:32 to go. First half of play. Hernandez guarded by Lou Rose.
Look at it. I mean, he can get out on the perimeter and guard. He's about 6'8", big, strong body. You got to like his foot quickness.
Go down to the box down. Here's a steal. Kellogg, 2-on-1.
Oh, they did pass.
Stripped by Seals. Clean block.
You get a chance to get it. You get it, control the ball. But once you get it down on the other end, get yourself under control so you can get a hoop.
Is that Johnson's team behind us?
Exactly.
Are they members of Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Exactly.
Are we members of Hertz #1?
Not exactly.
So thanks to Hertz, they're going to get to the meeting on time.
And we'll be late? So exactly what'll I tell the boss?
In rent-a-car, there's Hertz, and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
And then a dog in the cargo hold ate our presentation.
Is he buying it?
Not exactly.
This weekend, you can get a little wild, or you can get real wild. Enjoy the nutty flavor and 23 herbs and seasonings of
And then you let somebody come down and collapse on you. The ball goes down. The defense comes down to help. You throw the ball right back out. And what you'll get is going to be a shot. See the defense come to help? You can't get back in time. And Kellogg drills a three. That's how you get your inside-outside game. But it really opens up the inside once you make that jump shot. Because now the defense has to come out and guard the shooter, opening it up for an easy pass over the top.
UMass will inbound now, leading 20-13 with 10:06 to go in the first half. Here's Edgar Padilla. Dante Bright is back on the floor, as is Derek Kellogg. Marcus Camby has also rejoined the quintet, and Tyrone Weeks completes the five.
Well, that gives them a place to go on either side of the block.
There's Camby. That's a pretty good place to go.
Yeah, his arms are so long. I mean, he's 6'11", but he's got long arms, a soft touch, so you can go one side if you got row in, so you're on the right block. The other side, you got Camby.
Back it goes to Kwanzaa Johnson. Number 24, Kevin Brower is on the court now for Tulsa. Rebound, Dante Bright. It's been pretty much an all UMass game thus far. Kellogg, right side. Back to Kellogg.
You see how the defense closed out on him. Kevin Brower closed out right away on Kellogg after making the three-point shot.
Kellogg works on Brower.
Everybody's feeling it. I mean, from the time that left his hand, that was going in. But Padilla's limping. He's got an arch problem that he's had retaped. That does not go away easily. Tape doesn't normally help that one.
And they have signaled timeout because of the injury, and Edgar Padilla is going to take a spot on the bench. Carmelo Travieso comes in.
What they have is you got a guy injured, and the officials let him out of the game. It's really what that one is, because you don't want anybody out here playing on those kind of injuries, because you can see he's in obvious pain. He's been a factor because you get the ball to him, he's been able to make shots. I mean, he steps out right now very confidently and sticks that one, but he hurt his foot trying to support himself coming down.
Kellogg. Whoa, strong move.
Great move because of the ball fake. Just froze Maldonado.
26-13. Shea Seals, 2 points so far in the ball game. To Williamson, off the mark. Tulsa's really cold.
But they're taking tough shots. That shot was almost out of his hand before he got to where he wanted to get into his jump. I mean, it's too quick. The rhythm is just not what Tulsa wants.
Back it comes to Travieso. 4 of 19 from the field now for Tulsa. Underneath, Dante Bright. 28-13.
Tough because they don't even have, Lou Rowe's not in the game. I mean, Tulsa just doesn't have any answers. That's a bad shot to take because he was never ready to take it, or he would have taken it the first time.
Long rebound. Marcus Camby. Blocked by Hernady. Camby off the glass, tip. Toss the ball. But UMass has a 15-point lead with time called.
A tradition unlike any other, the Masters on CBS Sports.
Yes, sir!
What about this UMass team? They've been talking all season long about Seattle. Is this team going to make it all the way?
Well, they have a good shot. I mean, they're right now ahead by 15 points early in the game, and they seem to be on all cylinders. I've gone to a couple of games this year, one in which they were very flat and one in which they were outstanding, so I didn't know what to expect tonight. It looks like we're getting outstanding, fortunately.
What is it you think that separates this team from some of the others?
Well, their big people are very, very good. They're quick to the ball. They defend well, block shots. They're a good offensive rebounding team. And the backcourt's an experienced backcourt. This is a very, very solid team.
They're building a lead here in the first half. How do you think they'd match up against Oklahoma State?
What do I think about them being a second half?
No, they've got this lead now. How do you think they would match up against Oklahoma State on Sunday, were they to play on Sunday?
Well, I think the way that they move the ball, they can negate some of Oklahoma State's defensive effectiveness and, open up some driving lanes to the basket, get their big people in foul trouble, do some things that Wake Forest wasn't able to do because Wake Forest is not an up-tempo team and elected to walk the ball up and play to Oklahoma State's strengths a lot during the game, a little too much.
Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, Andrew.
Appreciate it.
All right, Andrea. If he wasn't under contract to another network, we might have him down here to sit with us for the rest of the game.
The Doc!
There's Lou Rowe, who last week against Stanford, or rather, last week, had 8 rebounds and in the process surpassed Julius Erving as the all-time leading rebounder in UMass history. He came into tonight's game with 1,054, and Dr. J left UMass for the American Basketball Association with 1,049.
Julius Erving made the American Basketball Association. There were a lot of great players there, and basically one of the reasons the merger finally happened between the ABA and NBA was because the NBA had to find a way to get Julius Erving in its league.
I was one of the lucky guys in the 70s who saw Julius Erving play in the ABA. Anybody who missed that missed one of the great athletes of our time.
He was a treat.
31-15. Seals. Nope. Oh, boy. How about Travieso?
He goes up and gets the rebound. Marcus wanted to. Yeah, Marcus Camby already had position. He just decided to let it go to the little fella.
31-15 at the 6-minute mark. Dante Bright back to Lou Rowe.
What you can see with Massachusetts is that they are patient. John Calipari can get them to run anything he wants them to run at any time.
Camby bumped by Maldonado will go to the free throw line.
And that's a sign of a good veteran team that understands what the coach is trying to get done, and they've all bought into the system.
John Calipari's not happy, despite the lead. He was giving some instruction to Derek Kellogg.
Always looking to squeeze a little bit more out of his team. When you're going for an NCAA championship, I don't think you're happy until you've won the championship. I think you always got to be trying to get your team to play harder, longer, with greater intensity.
Third foul on Maldonado. Are you suggesting that John's a little tight?
I'm saying he's involved. As he always is.
My friend, Dr. Buckner, the master of euphemisms.
You know, as I talked to him yesterday before practice, I mean, they had practiced before they got here, but when he came over, he was loose, having, you know, fun with the guys, and they had a very loose practice, and you can see it's kind of transferred over into the way they play today. They've been very loose.
Marcus Camby's going to get a rest. Tyrone Weeks is back on the floor, number 34. 33-15 with 5:49 to go first half. On the floor for Tulsa now, Williamson, Shea Seals, Rollo Hernady, and Kwanzaa Johnson. Seals, he just can't get on track.
Well, that's the problem. They got to go outside to get shots, and UMass can go inside. Weeks is in the game, but they've also got Rhoda getting in at any time, so they've got a number of options to go with.
Padilla's back on the floor, number 12. He replaced Kellogg. Dante Bright, number 4, got it. Everything's going their way.
Yeah, they can get it going any way they want to go.
35-15. 5:10 to go, first half. Johnson. Nope. Seals with the putback. Got it.
That's one way as a scorer to get yourself back in the game. And with Marcus Camby out, you got a better chance of getting it up without getting it blocked.
35-17. Here's Padilla, Dante Bright.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow. Rowe with a quick move baseline, finds Padilla, takes the shot. Kwanzaa Johnson rebound.
Saw some athletic ability again. Without Camby in the lineup, you can go up and get it.
Hernady. This is Pooh Williamson. And Shea Seals. Yes, now maybe he'll get on track a little bit.
Well, it was the layup a moment ago that really kind of settled him. As a shooter, you just need to get one to go down so you can visualize one of your shots going through the basket.
Still 35-20, so Tulsa staring at a huge deficit before halftime. Weeks finds Bright. Off the glass, Hernady is fouled.
Dante Bright's complaint, and a good one, was he got fouled. But you don't make up because the foul call was missed by going to foul someone else.
Earlier tonight, Oklahoma State, the number 4 seed in the East region, knocked off the top seed, Wake Forest. An extraordinary defensive effort keyed that victory.
Yeah, the Oklahoma State, I thought, played very well. And you and I talked about it earlier. I thought Oklahoma State had a good chance to win this because I just didn't think Wake Forest had played against that kind of physical defense that Oklahoma State was going to apply.
So the Big 8 representative is in the round of 8. They will face the winner of this game here Sunday. And the winner of that game goes to the Final Four. Cordell Love, number 15, has the ball now, back in the court. And takes the shot off the mark.
Took the shot because the shot clock was running down.
Rebound, Tyrone Weeks, 3.5 remaining. First half, Kellogg.
Smart basketball. He misses the shot, but that was smart basketball. Look up at the basket.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah, it was, because he exploded to the pass. A lot of people can explode to the basket, but he exploded to the pass and was able to gather himself because it looked to both you and I that the pass was going out of bounds.
35-22. So the lead of 20 has been cut to 13. Tulsa trying to chip away. I think they'd be content to get it to single digits before halftime.
Oh, I think, well, they should. I would still make UMass be a jump shooting team. Don't let them get it inside. Play halfway in between and stay active.
Marcus Camby has been getting a rest, and this comeback from Tulsa has happened while he's been resting. Well, hello.
Shot clock was at 3 when he took that with 2 people on him.
At the other end, Cordell Love in and out. Save. Kellogg has it for UMass. 2:24 to go before halftime, and a 15-point UMass lead. Weeks in and out. Williamson for three. Two minutes to go before halftime. Derek Kellogg will slow it down just a bit.
I see some guys trying to get their breath.
You guys grabbing shorts.
Oh, yeah, this game has got a good pace.
For three. Yes! Carmelo Travieso.
He looked comfortable taking that shot. I mean, he really did. He stepped out.
And I think you probably saw the pick he said.
Oh, he said, but that'll do it because the defense has to come and help.
No basket at the other end.
Well, if you're having trouble scoring, you need to be able to put it down, and Seals is able to do that. Carmelo Travieso has just scored a basket, but he can't keep Shea Seals from getting to the hole.
Substitutions now.
And number 50, Enos Normal. The Tulsa substitution is number 24.
Enos Norval, number 50, is on the floor for UMass. There's Norval, freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Well, they're able to bring in another big body just to give some guys a break, give Ludo a little bit of a break, give Marcus Camby so he keeps one of his stars on the floor at all times.
Camby's back in there now. Rome gets a rest. So Norval, number 50, Travieso, David Dingle, number 3, and Derek Kellogg has the ball in his hands right now. Off the mark. Rebound. J.R. Roloff. Here comes Quanza Johnson. Oh, wow.
Oh, he's really an athlete. If he's got you going in the backwards, there's no chance for you to beat him because he's really quick off his feet.
40-24. Final 45 seconds coming up. Here's Camby. Rollo with another rebound into the hands of Shea Seals.
Oh, I'm telling you, he laid dormant, did Marcus Camby, until that pass went and was able to pick it off. Just like he almost couldn't get down the court, and the pass came, and he just made a quick dart at it.
20 seconds before halftime.
They'll take it down for one shot.
Kellogg.
A runner.
And that is the end of the half, and an impressive half it was for the crowd from Amherst, Mass. 42-24. Second-seeded UMass has a commanding lead.
If you open me up,
the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this word from your local station.
Like all Americans, I like big things. Big prairies. Big forests and mountains. Big wheat fields. And everything else.
All-State, Sprint, and by All Sport Body Quencher.
Just under a capacity crowd. We've got 19,689 gathered here at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford. UMass leading 42-24. Vern Lundquist along with Quinn Buckner. Take your pick. Any number of things to like about UMass, right?
You like UMass because when they've got the guard shooting the ball well, they're hard to defend because you know what you're going to get with Marcus Camby and Lou Rowe. You get low post play, but the shooting from the perimeter is what makes the difference. You take a look at it right here, and Tulsa is the one that's really struggled. The backcourt, Shea Seals as well as Pooh Williamson are the guys that need to make shots. 6 of 23 just will not get you anything going for your team.
Halftime statistical breakdown, UMass at 50%, Tulsa under 30. They haven't been able to convert three-point field goals, and the bench has been almost dormant as well. So it's been all UMass, and the winner of this game takes on Oklahoma State for the right to go to the Final Four. That game Sunday afternoon. Dana Dingle, number 3, getting ready to inbound for the Minutemen. Looks for Derek Kellogg and finds him. 42-24. Kellogg, Camby, Rowe, Travieso, and Dingle on the floor for UMass. Padilla with that sprained arch might not play again this half. Poindexter with a rebound.
Well, they got to get rebounds, but they've got to start pushing it up to get some easy baskets. I don't think you can afford, even though it's early, you can't be worrying about setting down every time, coming down every time, and running your offense because you can't beat the defense with Marcus Camby back there.
Got the ball in the hands of Pooh Williamson now. Entry pass, held ball, possession arrow favoring Tulsa.
Well, Shea Seals is a guy that is a big second-half scorer. You see the numbers right there in the tournament inclusive. So he's a guy that will go start it out slow, but he's known to be a guy that picks it up in the second half.
Poindexter to J.R. Rollo, and he gets the basket. (42-26). Dingle up. The skip pass goes to Travieso. Underneath, it's tipped out of bounds by Poindexter and will be inbounded by the University of Massachusetts.
But the play is much more aggressive. Poindexter, who had got 2 fouls and ended up being set down, was aggressive coming out and attacking the basketball.
Oklahoma State won the first game here. Come from behind victory in the second half. They win it by 5. They get the winner of this one. And we have a 42-26 score here posted by UMass. Camby. Fouled hard.
Yeah, but you got a 7-footer that's putting the ball on the floor. You got, and you know, John Calipari likes that. The fact that you can get him the ball and he can make plays with it. You see a picker come down for him right there. It really just steps through. And as the defense tries to recover, he takes it wisely to the basket. And they call the 3rd foul on Poindexter.
Camby at the line. Sophomore from Hartford. Lou Rowe. Nope. Rebound goes to Williamson of Tulsa.
Let him take it. There you go. Take it to the basket. That's fine.
Crowd reacting to the Camby block. And a foul is called. Tubby Smith, in his 4th year as the head coach at Tulsa, has his team in the Sweet 16 for the 2nd year in a row.
Well, Tubby Smith has talked to his team at half, I'm sure, about being aggressive. That time, you see Kwanzaa Johnson take it aggressively to the basket. Marcus Camby knocks it out of bounds a little bit after the fact there.
Kwanzaa Johnson, a senior from Oklahoma City. This is a homegrown ball club from Tulsa. 4 of the starters hail from Oklahoma, 1 from Killeen, Texas, just between Waco and Austin. Johnson gets one of two. Canby rebound.
Well, one of them, Shea Seals, actually looked at coming here and would have been playing here as part of his home games at Seton Hall, decided to stay a little closer to home.
Kellogg has it now. Turnaround. Canby fouled again. J.R. Rollo.
The one thing Canby does that makes it tough to guard him, I mean, he's got long arms. He jumps into you. He's the guy that starts his momentum a little bit toward the basket, and even if you have your hands straight up, they go into him, and the official will make that call more often than not.
Tyrone Weeks comes on, and Blue Road gets a rest. Here's Canby at the free throw line. Boy, there are some sophomore big men in this country right now, aren't there?
Well, they really are. I mean, you go down, Marcus Canby is one. We just saw one in Tim Duncan, Rasheed Wallace, Jason Lawson from Villanova is another one of those guys.
Rashard Griffith
from Wisconsin. There are a number of big people who are really good, and that is not to mention Joe Smith from Maryland.
Seals, fouled by Canby.
He went from one official to another, pleading his little case.
Calipari agrees with his sophomore star.
Well, first of all, J.R. Rollo at 6'9", passes the ball to 6'3", Shea Seals. That's a mistake, I think, under the basket. The bigger guy's got to take it up in order to try to get a foul. Fortunately for Tulsa, it worked out. But John Calipari obviously wasn't pleased with the thought.
Shea Seals not only turned down Seton Hall, he turned down a number of other schools a little closer to home in order to stay at Tulsa. He was a high school star in the city and decided he liked what Tubby Smith had in mind and what he was doing at the university. Here comes Derek Kellogg. Dingle gets it across the timeline in the hands of Tyrone Weeks. Stolen. 7 Tulsa turnovers now. Only 2 in the game for UMass. Poindexter, yes.
So you got to be aggressive with the ball, but you got to be strong with it. And Massachusetts had not been strong with it on the last couple of possessions. But you see this is a much more pumped-up defense by Tulsa, too.
45-31. The lead is 14. The time 17:30 remaining in this one. Winner gets Oklahoma State here Sunday. On the floor, Poindexter, touch pass, Barnes and Johnson. Blocked by Travieso. Blocked. That's what they're saying.
I mean, he took his arm off.
Rusty Herring emphasized it in a gesture back to Tubby Smith, who is standing in disbelief at the edge of the coaching block.
He hit the ball, but actually the follow-through took the guy's arm off.
Loose ball out of bounds. Tulsa ball.
You get a chance to get a fast break, you push the ball up as best you can and try to draw as much of the energy as you possibly can. But first of all, the save is to push it up. Then once you get it there, take it to the basket hard. Now, what I think is after he blocks it, this is all arm. He hit him on the arm on the replay.
It was ruled a block.
I know, that don't matter. I know you're trying to tell me quietly. And I accept.
To the total disbelief of Tubby Smith and Quinn Buckner.
I accept.
I'm going to get you in this paragraph.
Thank you.
Absolutely. 45-31, 16:30 to go. Seals. Fouled. Offensive foul.
Oh, they did call it an offensive foul. I mean, Shea Seals didn't know exactly what they were calling. To take the ball to the basket, you need to be under control. He was standing there, that's for sure.
Foul is on Seals. His third team foul. Poindexter knocks it back out of bounds.
He didn't go up strong. Had he gone up strong, he would have not only been able to catch it, if he couldn't have controlled it, just thrown it right back off Bright.
That was picked off by Williamson. 45-31. Boy, Tulsa's playing with some degree of intensity in this half.
Yeah, they really are. They're playing with a better sense of purpose, and it's almost like they have a better understanding that if they don't get it done, they go home.
UMass hasn't canned one yet. We're nearly 4 minutes into the second half. 45-31. In contrast, Tulsa has hit 50% of its shots.
Well, the problem with UMass is they haven't been able to handle the ball. They've got 5 turnovers already.
There's a foul on Tulsa. Poindexter, his third, time called.
Grandpa Shaq, tell us how basketball used to be.
Well,
And nutrition program. Lou Rowe told me yesterday it has made all the difference in the world. He feels like he has fresh legs at this time right now in the season. He also says that he's thinking better and he's concentrating better and breathing better. Now, they may be converted low-fat guys, but on the way here yesterday, we should tell you that this healthier, stronger team was starving, so the coach did the only thing he could. He had the bus pull into the Burger King, and Vernon doesn't seem like it slowed him down at all.
The next thing you know, they're going to go for tuna salad sandwiches, and somebody's going to tell them it's not healthy.
Hey, you just never know. I do know Assistant Coach Billy Bano was really ticked off after all that work to hear guys going to get to a fast food chain to get food.
Virginia leading Kansas. There's a rebound in the hands of J.R. Rollo. 45-31 with 15 and a half remaining in this one. UMass has been in control throughout, but not playing very crisply in this half.
You know, it's really as hard to do when you got a lead like this to be able to stay focused. A 2- or 3-point game, it's easy. Even though you say this is a tournament and you should, it's hard to stay focused because anytime they want to, they've had a 15-point lead.
Carmelo Travieso from Boston, the sophomore, gets that one. Passes on the shot, goes left. Dante Bright travels.
Massachusetts substitution number 3, Dana Dingle.
Dana Dingle comes back on, so also does Marcus Canby. Number 21. Canby, by the way, has 12 rebounds already. I'd say the bench advantage goes to UMass so far.
Well, I think that's one of the things that you have in a team like UMass. I mean, you don't get to be, you know, number 1, 2 seeds without having depth on your team, and that's what this team has.
Kwanzaa Johnson blocked. Canby.
And he just came out of anywhere, out of nowhere. I mean, all of a sudden, Kwanzaa Johnson has Dingle beat, and you just see reaching over there, coming from behind his man, Maldonado, with Marcus Canby.
That's 3 blocks in this game. He's got 202 for his career now, not for the season. And he's closing in on 100 blocks for this year. 45-31 still.
See, they can get the ball to him almost anytime they want. But there's just not enough good defense being played on the part of Tulsa. They're trying, but they're being outmanned.
14:29 remaining. Derek Kellogg brings it inbounds. Travieso.
I'm telling you, you can see him leave his hand. You know it's in. I mean, the knock on the guards have been once they made the decision to go without Michael Williams, that this guard corps couldn't take up the slack. They shoot it like this. They are a very difficult team to defend against.
That is the first field goal of the half, and here's a turnover for Tulsa. First field goal of the half for UMass. 48-31, the lead is 17. Lou Rowe. Off the glass and into the hands of Kwanzaa Johnson for Tulsa.
Good cut.
Was it ever?
Yeah, he never gathered himself, but he was able to cut against the defense.
And hit the underside of the backboard. Johnson, rebound, Dingle.
Got a fast break going the other way because you got 3 people on this end.
Kellogg, Rowe. Dingle. Out of bounds.
Well, if you're going to go to the basket, you got to do it with some aggressiveness. But once you do it, then once you beat your man, you have to be able to gather yourself. There's the explosion to beat his man, but he stumbled, so he was never able to gather himself. He missed it, and Lou Rowe came down with the rebound.
Substitution now for Tulsa. Jamie Gillen, freshman from Compton, California, on the floor, number 33.
Thought is let's get a little faster team out on the floor, put one little more ball handling, but it also allows you a chance to match up with Dante Bright, and you can be a better pressing team.
Maldonado's back on the floor, number 50, playing with 3 fouls. In the low post, Kwanzaa Johnson. Johnson gets it back to Pooh Williamson. And a foul on UMass. Tubby Smith following instructions to his team. Now in his 4th year from Tulsa, 43 years of age, the 6th of 17 children in the family.
God bless his mother. I mean, you have to have the patience of a saint to deal with 17 children.
There's another foul on UMass. And there's Mom.
And unfortunately, his father, Guthrie, is at home being monitored for some heart problems. We all like to wish him well.
Gillen off the front rim. Luro with it. Oh, it's off his heel.
Good play by Johnson. They would just get in there and kind of pull it away a little bit.
Tyrone Weeks will come off the bench now. Stubby Smith and his wife, the parents of 4 children. He, of course, was a part of Rick Pitino's staff.
Luro with that big, strong rebound. What happened to that handle? Oh, off my heel.
And Jamie Gillen will throw it inbounds now. Oh, good block.
Thompson out of nowhere.
Canby. Long rebound in the hands of Seals. Maldonado is fouled by Dante Bright.
Tulsa had a couple opportunities at that. The basket is just closed up on. First of all, when they think they have a shot, Marcus Camby comes out of nowhere. And that as a thought becomes subconscious. When I get it going airborne, where is Marcus Camby? I mean, right here, he gets the ball. He just goes up, he swats it. It's able to stay in this time, and then they get it back to Tulsa, and Maldonado ends up on the foul line.
Not much is going Tulsa's way tonight. 48-31, 12-39 remaining in this one.
They're playing a team that was ranked number 1 and deserved at that point, and as well as now to be there. That's why it's not going well.
Maldonado gets 1 of 2. This is a UMass team that began, remember back at the first game of the season when they ripped Arkansas? Then, of course, turned around and lost to Kansas. Weeks. Oh, he was thinking of the highlight.
Oh, he was definitely working on a poster.
Yeah.
Well, that was great effort just to get back, and that's Gillen. If you can get the ball in the middle of any press, or you can throw over the top, either one, you got a chance. Throw it over the top, you got Marcus Camby, he gets it and just turns and swings. You look wing side, and you just see just a good effort on the part of Gillen to keep that poster from being made. This fellow has a nice stroke on that shot.
Tyrone Weeks, who was a Prop 48 player for UMass, sat out a year, but came back and posted a 3.4 grade point average last semester.
You talk about Philadelphia having great players. They had Jason Lawson and Rasheed Wallace. This was like in the Mr. Basketball. This young man, Tyrone Weeks, was number 3.
That's a pretty good trio.
Yeah, I mean, they basically were saying coming out of school, Rasheed Wallace and Jason Lawson were like 1 and 1A. So, you know, if you can say Weeks is 2. A or B, and B, actually.
A and B, yeah.
He's a big man, huh?
Shea Seals. Yes.
That's awfully hard to have to work for a shot.
Derek Kellogg, 50-34, 11:55 remaining in the game.
What a bad foul.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a bad foul. Maldonado is in there wrestling with Camby. He gets him on one side. He goes on that. They get hooked up, and then he pushes him off. What did you think? The ref can't see that?
manufacturers show their four-wheel drives in places where, quite honestly, you'll never go.
Billy! Billy!
I think it looks as though they want to hold him out, and I don't disagree with that. Having had an arch problem, that thing feels like it's stretching all the time. It's like a rubber band, but when it's on the bottom of your foot, it's hard to push off. It's hard to support your weight. You can only hope for UMass fans that is nothing that can keep him out of the game. I tend to think that one's going to bother him.
Might not be able to play on Sunday if they get that far, and it looks like they will.
Well, I just don't know how effective he'll be if he plays. I think that's more of the issue.
Williamson guarded by Derek Kellogg, 50-34, 11:28 remaining. Seals too strong. Foul. Poindexter will go to the line. Carmelo Chavieso is coming back on the floor. Dante Bright will sit down. His fourth foul.
Yeah, Dante Bright is having a tough time. And, you know, John Calipari is doing the exact thing I think he's got to do. The young man's having a tough time. You know it. He's got 4. You got to take him out. You know the kid wants to do well. This is a kid that came to UMass, and everybody was saying this is the next star. It gave him all the accolades. What he's done, and I think that's been great for the team, is he's accepted the fact that he's got to come off the bench. And I think that's really helped make them a better team because you got a power player that's quick to the basket on the bench, so you get some explosiveness.
Poindexter misfires on the free throws. UMass has the ball. Can be.
Yeah, what do? You can't stop him down on the block. He comes down in transition and pulls up for a little short jump shot. You pick him up earlier if you rate Poindexter.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Canby has 18 points now to lead the Minutemen. 52-34, and the difference in the game is that 18 points. At the half, Virginia leading Kansas 31-29. Maryland out. Wake Forest out. North Carolina still alive in the ACC.
Well, as we speak, there are 2 Big 8 teams, and Kansas being the other one.
The last time Oklahoma State lost, as a matter of fact, was at Kansas before the Big 8 tournament. And Oklahoma State impressive tonight, defeating Wake Forest. They are in the East Regional Final. Shea Seals going back to the line.
Oklahoma State, you talking about a bad game. How about Brian Reeves going over? As the boys say, when you don't score a point, went over. He had had 33 and 20 rebounds in the game prior to that was Kansas, and he doesn't score a point. He's 0 for 8 against Kansas the next game, and Randy Rutherford had 45 with 11 threes.
And then Reeves did come back and won the MVP of the Big 8 tournament. Here's Canby again. Oh boy, in and out.
But you can see, you know what it's like? It's like watching Michael Jordan his first game against Indiana. You could see that he may not have made the shot, but the fact that he got there to shoot it was what you're most impressed with. And that's what you like about a Canby. I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan. I'm just saying that's what you're impressed with about a guy that size.
Tubby Smith upset at something. I'm not sure what.
Tubby Smith trying to get a break anywhere he can get it.
Rigoberto Nunez is on the floor now for UMass, number 44, the junior from Lawrence. Kellogg, Nunez, Canby, Travieso, and Rowe.
Well, with the small lineup, one of the things you lose when Padilla goes out is that other, third person for the three-guard offense. Oh, what a strong take there by Lou Rowe.
By the way, did you hear the hiccup that happened at the press conference? They had Lou Rowe in here to meet the media the other day. Someone asked him a rather innocuous question about what it was like as a resident of Atlantic City to be back in New Jersey playing. He said, I think it's great to play back home on our way to the Final Four.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know, when John Calipari has talked to his group, and he's talked to them on the positive side of this thing. What he's talked to them about the entire year is to get to Seattle, and I think that's important that you tell people what's expected of them, and that's the way John Calipari is approaching it.
Poindexter.
See how much more aggressive they are?
Yeah. Lead is 20. Goodness.
Oh, he didn't hit him that hard.
Nunez went down.
Yeah, you talking about Nunez going down. He didn't get hit that hard. He faked that. I'm sorry. I'm not letting you call that one for this business.
All right.
That's what you like about Camby. There's no chance that Rollo, Maldonado, Poindexter can guard Marcus Camby doing things like that.
Camby, 20 points.
I mean, you don't get to play very often. You want to get in and come up with a good play. Nunez comes in there aggressively, takes the ball, and then he protects it. Yes! I'm on the board.
Rigoberto Nunez. We've got 9:07 remaining in this one. 56-34. Williamson. Camby.
Look at him, and he was out on the break, and if Shea Shields doesn't foul him, he's got 7 blocks. And if Shea Shields doesn't get fouled on the play there, Marcus Camby's the first one down on the break.
I think he deserves a rest.
Well, he's getting a rest, and then I think they'll probably try to avoid using the balance of the game. But here's what you got to take into account. Let's assume that with a 22-point lead, that this is going to go UMass's way. You only have 1 day to rest until you have to come play for the regional final. And this is a chance for John Calipari to rest Marcus Camby and give him a little extra rest getting prepared for that game, assuming they get there.
Keep in mind now that UMass, the last time they were in the round of 16, lost to Kentucky. So this is another step for this program if they get into the round of 8. That was in 1992, and it was a prelude to that Duke-Kentucky game. 56-34 with 8:44 remaining. Kwanzaa Johnson for 2.
It's funny how those shots go in when Camby goes down. Strange how that happens. It's a strange coincidence.
8.5 to go, 56-36, the lead is 20. Dingle gets it back in the hands of Travieso. Underneath the row, kicks it back to Kellogg.
You could see it lead. I'm telling you, it was in the air like a rainbow, and I could see it was coming right down in the basket.
J.R. Rollo gets 2 for Tulsa, but it may be too late. 59-38 is the score with 7:56 remaining in this one. The second-seeded UMass Minutemen, this is Kwanzaa Johnson, have been all over Tulsa in this game, led by Marcus Camby, who is resting right now with 20 points, but more significantly, 7 block shots. Resting for the moment, he's getting ready to come back in.
Well, they're going to get him back into the game, but he's not only blocked shots, he's been able to score off the dribble, down on the post. Lou Rose scored off early, but the guards have really been the story. The guards are Derek Kellogg, Carmelo Travissimo, as well. The question is Edgar Padilla and whether or not he can play, but they shot the ball from the perimeter, which opened up the inside.
Winner of this game gets Oklahoma State, an Oklahoma State team that came from behind to defeat the top seed Wake Forest earlier tonight, 71-66. And the second-seeded Massachusetts Minutemen in command here with 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. It would appear they will go on to take on Wake Forest. And you think that's going to be a little different story for Oklahoma State than what they had against Wake Forest?
I don't think there's any question about it, because Wake Forest played the same kind of game that Oklahoma State wanted to play, which was slow it down, try to, use it, make the game a shorter game. I don't think that you'll see UMass do that. That team likes to get up and down the court to score its points.
A tradition unlike any
In front of him as Julius is leaving. I wonder if he gets a chance to come to the game Sunday, or does he have some other task?
I bet those other folks are going to insist he show up.
Yeah, I guess they should.
They're nasty that way, huh?
They're going to miss a good game. Marcus Camby's playing. He may be playing. He's going to miss a good game.
I wonder if Julius might get back here. Camby with 8 blocks today.
You know, for those of you who got to see Tim Duncan, you saw one kind of block, but you see the range is different with Marcus Camby. A lot of the shots seem to almost come, if you will, to Tim Duncan. But these shots, Marcus Camby goes, gets blocks. What he's really good at is coming off his man, going over to pick off the shot.
Craig Hernady at the line misses the first. It's kind of symbolic of the way things have gone tonight. Camby has led the way, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 blocks. UMass with the edge off the bench and in the front court. 1 of 2. 61-39, 7:08 remaining in this one.
Look, full court, 2-2-1 defense. Try to trap it. This team has got too much savage.
That's off of Camby. He saves it, throws it out to Derek Kellogg.
Yeah, Massachusetts is almost, they've got too much savage for you to really press them. They'll get the ball and score a basket on you if you don't run your press very well.
Back in the hands of Kellogg. 6:40 separating UMass and Oklahoma State from a meeting on Sunday afternoon. Underneath, foul.
J.R. Rollo not wasting any of his. I mean, that was one that you're in my way, I'm just going to move you.
Third foul on J.R. Rollo. And Dana Dingle goes to the line for UMass.
UMass is a team that's really done a good job putting their program together. They've been able to get wins. As you can see, that's a pretty impressive group. Kentucky, North Carolina, and Kansas. UMass doesn't nearly get as much recognition, but John Calipari has put this program back on the map.
6.5 points away, or 6.5 minutes rather, from their first trip to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. They were knocked out by Kentucky, as we said, in 1992, a game played in Philadelphia. That UMass team finished with a 30-5 record. This one, if it gets to the Final Four, will have won 30 games.
Yeah, but the difference is this one believes it should win it all. The last one was hoping to do it. That's a big difference.
Kwanzaa Johnson. In the hands of Tyrone Weeks, 6 minutes to go. Kellogg and Shea Seals. Seals will be back for Tulsa. He's got 2 more years.
Well, if you watch Tulsa, you always want to take a look at a team and see will they continue to play hard, and that's what Tulsa does. They're still playing hard defensively. Matter of fact, J.R. Rollo almost threw Marcus Camby into the stand.
Well, you know, under Tubby Smith now, this is the second time in as many years they've made it to the round of 16. It's really been a resurgence of a program that had been on the skids for about 6 or 7 years.
Well, it was a little slow since Nolan Richardson left it.
Right.
And when he was there, he had a guy named Paul Pressey who played with the Milwaukee Bucks, is now assistant coach with the San Antonio Spurs. So they were a very good team then.
Tulsa had a run in the 80s. Here's from the corner, Shea Seals, and the rebound in the hands of Dana Dingle. Tulsa was in the tournament 82 and then 84, 5, 6, and 7 with Nolan Richardson.
So Nolan picked up a lot of experience before he got to Kentucky. I'm sorry, to Arkansas. Now the question is he going to keep his team trying to go at these 1-point wins?
Yeah.
As he says, the fat lady isn't singing. She may be humming and tuning up.
Boy, she hummed again tonight.
Oh. They're up 15. They go down 9 and luckily pull it out in overtime.
Shot clock at 5. Kellogg has it. In the hands of Seals. 4:43 remaining in this one. Out of bounds, Tulsa ball.
When you watch UMass make plays, they'll make blocks, particularly if you go to your left, which I call really just heavy basketball play. A guy that's right-handed and goes to his left has to always bring the ball back to your face, and when they do that, UMass will block that more often than not.
Jeff Myers in. Camby is out this time. I think he'll stay down.
Yeah, we thought that last time.
I know. That's what I get for coaching from this spot.
Hey, I know you don't make any mistakes from this spot.
No, never. Cough a lot.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about the implementation of these things.
64-39, 4:28 to go. Dante Bright off the glass and in.
See how strong he is? I mean, he got pushed 3 times with that. And that's why I like him off the bench.
How tough is it to convince a young man that that's his role?
It is really hard when you got guys that come out that are, you know, the All-Americans from McDonald's, you know, those kind of McDonald's All-Americans. That's tough to do. To say all of a sudden, you're not going to be my #1 guy when the guy has been #1 probably all of his life, and say you're going to be a role player. And everybody has to go through that, because I don't care where you are. There are not but so many superstars in basketball that go all the way to the top and remain superstars.
Well, Dante Bright filling the role now. 4:04 to go, 66-39. Maldonado back on the floor for Tulsa. Seals is there, Poindexter. Pooh Williamson, who may be playing his last game tonight, number 11. Seals fouled by...
That's Norville there.
I looked down.
Oh, I know you did. That's why I helped you out.
Thank you.
I knew it was Norville.
Thank you, Pards.
First of all, it's pretty hard to miss him.
Yes, it is.
He's a big man. But he's a freshman. He's learning. And they've got what they need, another big body. I mean, he's a taller version, if you will, of Lou Rowe. I mean, he's got the same kind of build. He's just taller.
Seals at the line. Well, Dr. J led an exodus. He left, and the rest of the crowd said, I think it's okay now.
Well, Julius still draws a lot of attention. I mean, I've been to NBA sporting events with him, and Julius is well respected.
3:50 remaining in this one. UMass has it in hand, 66-41.
When I am alone in the half-light of the canyon,
blue uniforms, and Kansas, Clark, normally averaging about 84 points a game, only with 28 points now.
Well, Virginia makes you play a grinded-out type of game. They really thrive on applying defensive pressure, and Kansas 0 of 8 from behind the three-point line so far.
Here in the second half, what you're going to see is if Kansas is going to start to pound the ball down inside, their physical stature is going to wear Virginia down. Kansas will pull us out in the last 2 minutes of the game.
All right, we'll be there for the finish of this game once your game is over out in East Rutherford. Let's take you back there now. Vern Lundquist and Quinn Buckner.
68-41 Tulsa. In the 5 games prior to this one in postseason play, that is the Atlantic 10 tournament and the NCAAs, no team has scored more than 57 points off UMass. It ain't going to happen tonight.
No, if it doesn't, we're going to see a barrage of threes.
Yep.
But UMass has just had the answers with Camby, you know, and Lou Rowe really was not that much of a factor. They got such a good, I thought, good play from their guards that they didn't have to worry about as much as they normally would on the interior play, because they got what they needed on the outside.
Got an elbow thrown during the last timeout. This scene from the bench, that is Lou Rowe with an ice pack on the back of his left leg.
Well, he's got that on the hamstring, and as I was talking to Bill Strickland, who was there, SID, they had mentioned that he felt a twinge on that, and what you don't want to do is keep him out on the floor too long where he strains it again, because again, this is another part of this one day off that you have to be concerned about. You got Padilla also on the sideline, so you got 2 of your starters that have injuries that you don't necessarily know how they're going to be affected by this. So tomorrow is going to be the day that they can really determine how guys feel and whether or not they need to make some changes.
Game time Sunday afternoon, 2:40 Eastern time. There's Padilla, the arch. He re-injured that arch early in the game, went out, then came back, and finally gave way. It just was too painful. Seals with the free throw.
I'm really curious about that. When I had an arch injury, I'm telling you, that's not something that heals overnight.
An ankle's a little easier to heal.
You have a much better chance with an ankle, but the arch is where it supports, and when you bend everything you do, anytime you try to push off on it, and all your weight is on that one particular area.
Dante Bright getting rid of the inbound now. 2:40 remaining in this game. Norval has it. There's the trap.
That's a freshman move there. He got lucky. Oh, McCamp Myers gets to fill that one up. He stepped in when Camby was out before.
Here's Grauer, the senior tri-captain for the team, playing his last game. Bonner's on the floor. Dwayne Bonner, a junior from Dallas. Seals, Bonner, Poindexter. Grauer, whose dad, Rich Grauer, was a coach at St. Louis University. Tri-captain for this Tulsa team. Bonner saved it, but he was on the line. Coming up tomorrow from Oakland, Alameda County Coliseum, UCLA and UConn. The 1 and 2 seeds made it through there. Tip at 3:40. And the 1 and 2 seeds made it in the Southeast, Kentucky, North Carolina.
I'll be there watching. I'm telling you, I'll be there watching. Kentucky is a team that has been as explosive as anybody. They come at you, I'm telling you, they're beating teams in the tournament by an average of 30 points. I mean, they are very, very explosive. They're deep. They put a lot of pressure on you. I think that'll be interesting. But UCLA is a team that has been very much underappreciated and they got lucky and beat Missouri, but you got to have luck if you're going to have a shot at an NCAA title, and they deserve it. And they're a team that's definitely on a mission.
Grauer gets 3, 72-46 with 1:28 to go in this ball game. Myers underneath. Norval just got the last basket. Gets the rebound. Up. Here comes Tulsa. 1:15 remaining. Shea Seals. Seals with 19 points to lead the Golden Hurricane tonight. Travieso, the trap in the backcourt. Ted Cottrell over and back, traveling. Our Chevrolet most valuable players tonight, Shea Seals with 19 points and 6 rebounds. And say all you want about Marcus Camby. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 blocks. Travieso is out. There's Marcus Camby. Sunday, 2:40 Eastern. UMass and Oklahoma State, the 2 and 4 seeds in the East.
Well, we've seen some shots blocked today between Duncan and Marcus Camby. We've seen 16 shots blocked by 2 guys. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Both of them blocked 8 shots.
Dwayne Bonner over Norval. Foul on the play, and Dwayne Bonner goes to the free throw line.
You think about the game on Sunday, and you've got to look at what you get inside. The guard play has to continue for UMass, but they've got to get some play from Marcus Camby, and I think that it's going to be a tough task for Marcus Camby to be guarded by Bryant Reeves. I just don't think Bryant has the same kind of foot speed, and I think he's going to have to get some double team help, which means the perimeter players for the part of UMass have got to be on top of their game.
Nunez gets it across to Jeff Meyer, senior out of Wausau, Wisconsin. There's Cottrell.
Maldonado must be seeing another game, and he's lucky he's fouled out the game, because I'm telling you, this official was just getting ready to give him one for an intentional foul. I mean, this kid was out of line.
Well, he's out of there.
I know he's frustrated, but there's no need to do anything like that. He was fortunate that he didn't get somebody hurt. You'll see right on the left side, it'll show up in a second that where he should be is just in position to rebound, but all of a sudden he just throws Norval out of the way. And his problem was he didn't block out at the outset, so he got himself in a tough position.
Norval. Rebound, Nunez. Kid plays with enthusiasm, doesn't he?
He's the same one that got the rebound early in the game and got excited about it.
And he gets, or Cottrell gets this one. There's Camby. He was getting ready to lead the cheers.
Well, you know what you got? When you got guys that don't play a lot, you know, you start cheering for them to make baskets. And all of a sudden he looked up and he had his man, as you say, my man is about to get a basket. And he was ready to cheer, but Bonner pushed him right under the basket.
Cottrell gets one more. Got one of two.
He's in the books.
Yep. Forevermore. What do you mean I didn't play?
Yeah, that's a memory that you can just say, I'm in the books. You can look and see.
And because of that, I want to make sure I mention that Jason Germain is on the floor for UMass, number 5. They cleared the bench tonight. Here's Nunez, Jason Germain, number 5. You see him right of your screen. Whoa!
No, see, look at him. Everybody's having a little fun over there. Cottrell gets one, and they were happy about him. All the reserves are getting a shot at it. Jermaine is in the game. And you see Nunez, who got the big rebound early in the game, come in and makes a pretty athletic move there. Gets slapped on the arm. But Noble comes in, gets it in a finish.
Misses the chance for the three-pointer. It's 76-51.
Oh, is he going to get it up and in? He's going to try. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry. Take the W, not the basket.
The UMass Minutemen advance to the Final 8. They knock off Tulsa 76-51. Marcus Camby leading the way. UMass Oklahoma State here Sunday right now. Let's go back to Pat O'Brien across the Hudson.
All right, Vern, thank you. And so Tulsa, a giant killer in last year's tournament, beating UCLA and Oklahoma State, runs into a giant tonight. 76-51 the final there. Let's take you out to Kansas City for the finish of Virginia, Kansas. Looks to be a good one. Here's Jim Nance.